Right now at 11, it's been 7 years since Ebony Spears disappeared.
And I think about coming up 7 years and we still don't know nothing. It's just unbelievable.
Her family now bracing for the worst.
The question becomes, have we achieved the dream? And the reality is absolutely not.
As America stops to honor civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., racist graffiti turns up in southeastern North Carolina.
Where news comes first. This is WECT News at 11.
Good evening and thanks so much for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Daniela Henke.
And I'm John Evans. New into the WECT newsroom at 11, breaking news of a family having to find another place to stay tonight after a fire damaged their home. This is a live shot right now from Wooster Street near South 15th in the city of Wilmington.
A spokesperson for Wilmington Fire tells us everyone did make it out of that house safely. One person did have to go to the hospital for smoke inhalation, but is expected to be okay. As you can see, that fire is under control now, but it's left 3 people without a place to call home tonight. The Red Cross is helping them. Tonight, another year has passed and a missing woman still hasn't been found. Ebony Spears disappeared in Wilmington 7 years ago. Her family still has hope they will bring her home alive.
Tonight, loved ones are remembering the night Ebony disappeared, and they're pleading for your help to find her. WECT's Cassie Simmons sat down with Harriet Rivers, Ebony's mom. Now, Cassie, she still has hope that one day her daughter will walk through the front door of her home.
That's right, John, but she also realizes that likely won't happen, especially if police can't piece together where Ebony went on the night of January 15th, 2016. 7 years have now passed since someone last reported seeing 30-year-old Ebony Spears, but Ebony's family still remembers it as if it were yesterday.
She's loving, always happy, and she's like always caring.
The memories are sweet to reminisce upon, but bitter when you realize how long it's been since Harriet Rivers has seen her daughter's face or heard her voice.
How can anyone endure, not knowing nothing about a family member that's been missing beyond a year, really, but 7 years is just unbelievable.
It was a cold January night when Ebony Spears disappeared from her home on the corner of 4th and Nixon Streets in Wilmington. That, according to Spears' mother, is proof enough that she didn't walk away on her own accord.
And I know Ebony, she doesn't like cold, so for her to just say, okay, I'm just going to walk off. No, not being properly dressed, not saying anything, no.
The last reported sighting of Ebony Spears came around 10 or 11 that night when she asked a person outside her apartment for a cigarette. She walked away and was never seen again. In 2017, Wilmington police looked into a tip that someone from Georgia may be involved in Ebony's disappearance. That led to the FBI opening a case of its own, but it didn't lead to investigators solving the mystery of Ebony's whereabouts.
She called me and said, hey, Mom, just to talk and check in on each other every day. It was just... that is what I truly miss.
Rivers still longs for the day she might hear from her daughter again, but she knows that in reality, she may one day lay her child to rest instead.
I'm not fearful of that phone call because I would know one way or the other if she's with us or if she's not. Just a phone call either way.
Ebony Spears would be 37 today. She has a tattoo of a rose on her right shoulder and a butterfly on her foot. Now, John, Wilmington police is asking anyone who sees her or knows where she is to give them a call.
All right, Cassie with the update tonight on that missing persons case in the city. Cassie, thanks. A nationwide group that works to find missing people actually started here in Wilmington. The Community United Effort Center provides free search and support services for missing children and adults.
They're helping with several local missing persons cases, including Ebony Spears. You can go to their website, ncmissingpersons.org, to submit a confidential tip about a missing person or file a missing person report. They also have a 24-hour hotline. That number is on your screen.
High pressure is giving way to a cold front right here, illustrated on your screen through the last 6 hours, closing in on the Cape Fear region, bringing lots of clouds over our area and brief shower chances heading into tomorrow. Taking you right outside from our David & Associates First Alert Skycam in downtown Wilmington. Temperatures are currently sitting in the upper 40s right now. Clear night skies, at least in that part of town. Winds coming in out of the southwest around 5 miles per hour. Temperatures across the region upper 40s, also 47 in Wilmington and in Whiteville, 50 in Lumberton. Next few hours, though, temperatures are to remain around the same, middle upper 40s starting off tomorrow. Rain chances, as I said, making their way into the upper around 30% as we head toward the afternoon and evening before slowly dwindling down into Wednesday. As rain chances decrease, temperatures are going to increase back into the lower and middle 70s through Wednesday and Thursday. A full detailed look at your First Alert forecast coming up.
Pet owners may soon have to follow new rules for sheltering or tethering their animals. Pender County commissioners will consider changes to the county's pet ordinance Tuesday. Some of the changes include adding standards for outdoor sheltering and tethering. If a pet is going to be left outside, it has to be in an enclosure that has 3 sides, a floor, and a roof. A tethered pet cannot be any younger than 4 months old and must have continuous access to water. The violations start with a warning, go to a fine, and could end with the county taking the pet from the owner. Commissioners meet at 4 o'clock tomorrow at the Hampstead Annex Auditorium.
Well, for those looking for a new job, here's your opportunity. Novant Health is hiring. They're holding a couple of career fairs this week looking for registered nurses, certified nursing assistants, guest services, and much more. Now, the first one is tomorrow. It'll be in Charlotte at the Brunswick County NC Work Center on Main Street. The second one is on Friday in Wilmington at the NC Works Center on South 17th Street. Both are from 10 to 2. Well, today America honored the life, legacy, and impact of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
In less than 13 years, Dr. King became part of America's history. He stood at the forefront of the civil rights movement, helping to lead marches that would ultimately result in civil rights laws for Black Americans. Dr. King died from an assassin's bullet in Memphis at just 39 years old.
Now, plans called for Dr. King to visit Wilmington on the day he died. Today, the city held its 21st holiday parade to honor Dr. King. People lined the streets to join in on the celebration. Over in Washington, President Biden attended the National Action Network breakfast. Dr. King's son talked about his father's dream, saying America is not there yet.
The question becomes, have we achieved the dream? And the reality is absolutely not. We have made progress and strides, but we still have a long way to go because Dad wanted to eradicate what he called were the triple evils of poverty, racism, and violence. And when we look at each one of those areas, what I know is we have the ability to address them. We just have not identified the will.
That's apparent with displays of racism still happening today, like this graffiti spray painted on the sound barrier at the Military Cutoff Road Extension Project in New Hanover County. The vandals used the N-word and other racist slurs. We've blurred them out from this video. The sheriff's office received a report about the graffiti weeks ago.
Dr. King was a man of love and unity, and 60 years later, it didn't seem like much has changed. Same dance, different.
We're waiting to hear back from the North Carolina Department of Transportation to see about plans to remove the graffiti and what they can do to prevent it from happening again. Questions about classified documents found at President Joe Biden's home are getting louder tonight.
Some in the president's own party are calling on the administration to disclose all information related to the search. Caroline Shively shows us tonight that Republicans are gearing up to find answers to the same questions.
What in God's name is that all about?
That was President Biden's question for Republicans' tax plans on Monday. Turns out, Republicans have similar questions for Mr. Biden over classified documents. The president's lawyers announced this weekend that an additional 5 documents were found at Mr. Biden's Delaware house last week, in addition to those found over the last 2 months in his garage and former office.
This White House has been so inconsistent and so hypocritical from day one.
Biden's team hasn't been fully upfront about each discovery. They say it's a balancing act to be transparent while also respecting the integrity of the special counsel's investigation. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland tapped former U.S. Attorney Robert Hur to lead the Biden investigation. That's after he named a special counsel in November to look into hundreds of classified documents found at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort.
When my friend Mr. Comer says we're just looking for equal treatment, that's all we're looking for. I think it's good that this is in the hands of special counsels on both sides.
On Monday, the White House released a statement saying that House Republicans have no credibility and that President Biden is doing the right thing. But legal experts point out mishandling classified material is a crime.
By the 4th discovery and the other details that have come out, it's really impossible to spin this to say that it's not a very serious violation.
Now, Republicans are demanding visitor logs from the president's home in Delaware.
But attorneys say there are no logs since it is a private residence. Still ahead, a toddler waves around a loaded gun.
That father now facing charges tonight. And we have dramatic video coming out of California.
Rescues and mudslides. Record rainfall continues.
Get instant weather alerts and updates from your First Alert weather team. Stay ahead of the storm by downloading the free First Alert weather app now at WECT.com/anywhere. Sponsored by Mott's Channel Seafood. Closed captioning is sponsored by Miracle Mover. Here's meteorologist Claire Fry with your First Alert forecast.
Good to see you late this Monday evening. Thanks for tuning in with us. For a look at your First Alert forecast, seasonable highs today made it back into the upper 50s, but in the next few days, going to be feeling more like we are in the middle of March or even perhaps April, as 60s and 70s make a return to your First Alert forecast into tonight. Also, not going to be quite as cold as what we've seen the past couple of mornings, especially this weekend. 20s and 30s, lows tonight, lower 40s. Waking up tomorrow morning, could even see some isolated fog thanks to those dew points matching those temperatures, so make sure you drive cautiously and have on those low beams. Going to see mild temperatures into tomorrow with milder breezes out of the southwest into 15 miles per hour. Highs projected to sit in the lower and middle 60s, and also as clouds move into the area tonight thanks to an approaching frontal system, showers becoming more possible as we head toward the afternoon and evening hours. Hour by hour forecast illustrating this beginning tomorrow morning 8 a.m. middle upper 40s, lots of clouds, and as we head toward the afternoon, starting to see those shower chances ignite around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So maybe you're getting off work, make sure you have that umbrella as well as that WECT weather app downloaded and ready to go. Upper 50s, lower 60s around that point in time. The system is going to push offshore as we head throughout the overnight hours, waking up Wednesday morning into the middle 50s, all thanks to that lingering cloud coverage across the Cape Fear region. Now, in terms of what we can expect rainfall tally-wise, we have seen over the past couple of weeks an ongoing drought, moderately dry conditions for most of the Cape Fear region, and this system could dump anywhere between 1/10 of an inch to half an inch across many portions of southeastern North Carolina. Again, not going to be very drought denting, but we will take whatever we can get. Composite radar and satellite loop through the last 6 hours. Here we're watching this system close in on the Carolinas, bringing lots of widespread cloud coverage with it. Not yet to see any of those stray showers make it in our area, but lots of various portions of the western and central of portions of North Carolina. Again, we're going to be seeing more effects of that system into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Taking you right outside from our David & Associates First Alert Skycam here in Elizabethtown. Temperatures are currently sitting in the upper 40s right now. It's getting pretty cold here as we are about to tick over to 11-18 with winds out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Temps right now are currently sitting in the upper 40s and lower 50s. 47 in Wilmington and in Whiteville, 48 in Oak Island and in Elizabethtown. And once again, we are going to stay around those temperatures thanks to those clouds building into the area. So waking up tomorrow, middle upper 40s. Now throughout the day, more mild temperatures thanks to those southwesterly winds back in the middle 60s, even into the lower 70s as we proceed through the middle of this week. Slim shower chance throughout the day on Thursday as another system passes. Mostly cloudy conditions, but more sunshine is on the way as we head into Friday and into Saturday. Also, our big temperature changes from the 60s back into the upper 50s for Saturday. We're watching another storm system impact our area later this weekend and also into the early parts of next week.
Well, there's a break, finally, on the horizon when it comes to that wicked weather that is lashing California.
Yeah, one more system is moving through the state, but by the end of the week, things should start drying out. Mike Valerio reports on some of the dramatic rescues that crews have had to make.
Above the waters of a furious and quickly rising creek, a delicate and dramatic rescue in Southern California. A woman clinging to a tree saved, hoisted high above the floodwaters and brought back to safer ground. On Sunday, south of Sacramento, rescuers on rafts. The National Guard helping to evacuate about 175 people from their mobile homes.
It's a lake out there. I have beachfront property.
And with emergency teams only feet away, this road in Pescadero slides and collapses, careening down the hillside.
We've had levee breakages, mudslides, power outages, mass evacuations, school closures. It has been a very difficult time in the state of California.
The National Weather Service says San Francisco already surpassed its yearly rainfall average 8 months early. The good news in the days ahead.
We're looking at the rest of the week, a little bit of a reprieve and the ability to clean up and hopefully get people back in their homes.
Near hard-hit Santa Cruz, a man installed this zip line, thinking the bridge connecting his isolated neighborhood would wash out. It did, and he zipped back and forth ever since.
Well, you live in the woods, you just kind of got to be prepared. We're a resilient group up here. We do have 7 households up here.
Meantime, snow continues to pile up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Chains on tires, a must.
I'm kind of wishing it would quit for a while. I'm tired of it.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Well, the water is back on at a senior center that went days without it.
Several members of the community made sure these seniors did not go without.
First Alert Weather is sponsored by Farmers Supply Company. You're watching WECT News at 11.
Cryptocurrencies are rallying after a rough 2022.
Bitcoin is actually up 25% over the last month. It's actually the world's most popular crypto, and it's hovering around $20,000. That's still down from a peak of about $69,000 in November of 2021. Ethereum is up more than 30% over the past month. It's the second most popular cryptocurrency. Well, doorbell cameras catch a lot of activity in the neighborhood. But one woman says she wasn't prepared to see this on her camera.
A 4-year-old playing with what is a loaded gun, waving it around the apartment complex. Jenny Runovich reports the child's father faces neglect charges tonight.
Viewers nationwide saw these disturbing images in real time.
It's almost incomprehensible what you're watching.
A diaper-clad 4-year-old captured on a security camera playing with a loaded gun, waving around the weapon, pulling the trigger.
And he just kept pow, 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 pow.
I don't know how you can't watch that video, parent or non-parent, and not be shocked and disturbed.
Oh, you can't unsee it.
Nicole Summers called 911 and brought police to Beach Meadow Apartments Saturday. She says the little boy pointed the pistol at her son. Then she saw it too.
And he was standing in the middle of the hallway and he just kind of was holding it behind his back. And I thought, like that's a real gun.
I'm Dan Abrams, and we are on patrol live.
What happened next all played out on live TV. A docuseries featuring Beech Grove police was rolling as officers confronted the child's father. Shane Osborne told police he was sick, had been sleeping when his son got out. He denied having a gun in the home, saying he has previous felonies. Then officers found the weapon in the back of a desk. 15 rounds in the magazine, none in the chamber. Police arrested Dad on felony neglect charges and credit neighbors for taking action.
Because you have that immediate video and you take the step forward to get involved, to be helpful, then the officers on the scene can do the job that everybody wants them to do.
Neighbors say they had to help after watching this in horror.
And he kind of looked down just from the opening of the stairway and was like, look what I got, ha ha. And then when we seen the video of him pulling the trigger and knowing that he had pointed that gun at my son.
A dangerous discovery that could have ended much worse.
Lucky to see him, to find him, and we were so blessed that that gun was not chambered, or that baby could be dead.
Police say Osborne could face more charges since he already has a felony conviction on his record. Back with more after this.
Send your photos and video to See It, Snap It, Send It on the
New at 11 tonight, the water is running again at a living community for senior citizens.
Those living at Robert Taylor Senior Homes, they went without water for a week. Not having running water did create challenges for those senior residents and also for the staff who assist in their care. But along with receiving donations of bottled water to help with eating, cooking, and other tasks, the residents received hundreds of hot meals and other necessities from New Hanover County staff and other community groups. The kindness helped get these residents through some tough days.
We thank everybody for what they did and donated and helping us get ourselves back together because it was a crisis to us.
Now, Ms. Sawyer says going forward, she hopes there will be more communication from the managers to residents about any issues. She also said they are grateful to have their running water back.
The UNC Wilmington men's basketball team back on the court tonight, trying to snap a two-game losing streak and playing the Elon Phoenix. The Seahawks struggled with their shooting tonight, hitting just 35% in the first half, took a three-point lead into the break. Now, Elon came back and actually took the lead in the second half before Coach Takeo Siddle's team ran off a 14-1 run. That really gave them control. They hung on and won by 8, 62-54. Great game by Amari Kelly, 13 points, 14 rebounds. Seahawks now travel to Hofstra on Thursday. This coming Friday and Saturday, a popular event for home gardeners is back.
Yeah, Tree Fest. It takes place from 11 to 4 both days at Independence Mall. It's going to be at the JCPenney corridor. Families can pick up 5 free trees or grasses per household. Organizers are asking for just a $5 donation per household. All trees and grasses are available on a first-come, first-served basis. And if you plan on visiting the aquarium at Fort Fisher anytime soon, listen up. The aquarium will be closed January 30th to February 3rd. It's so staff can complete work projects, enhance the care areas, and also ensure the place sparkles and shines.
Staff wants to begin 2023 with a renewed focus on the animals' welfare and the aquarium's conservation mission. All right, we have some warmer temperatures in the forecast, right, Claire?
Yes, we do. I know me and Danielle are super excited after a very crisp weekend where we only saw highs make it into the upper 40s and lower 50s. In your 7-day forecast featuring 60s and even 70s the next few days. Plenty of sunshine into Wednesday. More clouds into Thursday with stray shower chances, but heading into the weekend, cooling back off once again, all thanks to a cold front, upper 50s, turning back into lower 60s with a storm system heading our way Sunday night and also into Monday.
Well, Thursday might be a good beach day. Maybe bring the furry friends out there, take a nice walk on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of sunshine.
It's going to be nice.
Yep, that's right.
Good stuff.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.